yourself as a marketer, a copywriter, an offer creator, an entrepreneur, getting completely lost in all the market research and really trying to figure out how to connect with your market and map your offer to your market, I know that this is common. So, somebody might be following my advice of going through Reddit forums and Facebook groups and Amazon reviews and looking online and like having conversations with their prospects and all of that. And then you just get lost in this research process, lost in trying to nail the perfect idea, trying to nail the perfect pitch, and going through the cycle of like research and then write and then research some more and then edit and then research and then write and then research some more and then edit. And it's like forever on repeat, and you're never getting things out into the market because you're just stuck in market research. Well, I recently surveyed my subscribers, and I'm still going through all the wonderful responses and input, and yet a few responses jumped out at me that people are having challenges with this, and I understand, and I also want to give you what I have found to be the number one market research strategy, and this is based on what I know has worked for Tim Ferriss, like 4-Hour Workweek, right? Tim Ferriss, Dan Kennedy, one of the top copywriters of recent decades, and hey, it's worked for me too. So I want to share it in today's episode. These are the proven direct response marketing, copywriting, and entrepreneurship success strategies you can use today to write your own ticket and create the life you want. I am Roy Furr, and this is Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Now, here's today's breakthrough. Okay, so that never-ending cycle of market research, it comes out of this, it comes out of perfectionism. It comes out of us feeling like what I have is not good enough to put out into the market. It has to be perfect in order for me to get it out. And I certainly know stories of marketers who've spent years just trying to get their first offer into the marketplace because they're so obsessed with perfection, with like getting the message just right, getting that one message just right. And yet that's not what the most successful marketers I know do. The most successful marketers I know, yes, they want to put things out that are high quality. Yes, they want things to not have mistakes or things like that. But the most successful marketers that I've worked with, that I know, that I'm connected with, like, perfectionism is not the goal. The whole point, I guess, is to recognize that we can never really achieve perfect. So the best thing that we can do is put something out there into the marketplace and learn from that and iterate. And in fact, that becomes the number one market research technique, market research strategy that I have for you, which is put it out into the marketplace. So I promised some lessons from Tim Ferriss of 4-Hour Workweek and Dan Kennedy. And let's actually start with a maxim, a saying from Dan Kennedy that my opinion is not important. Your opinion is not important about what's going to make this advertising successful. The only vote that matters is the vote of our customers, and the way that they vote is with their wallets. So they vote with their wallets. And the ultimate way to do research, the ultimate market research strategy, is to put whatever it is, your message, your offer, in front of the market and get them to take action. And Dan, who for a long time was one of the most financially successful public speakers in the world, he made it a point of never accepting any surveys for his public speaking. In fact, if a host of a speaking event tried to give him surveys, he would tear them up. He would just throw them away. He would just get rid of them. And he said, I don't want to read that. The only vote that matters is the people who attended the speech. Did they run to the back of the room and buy the offer that I presented at the end? And the exact same thing applies for any kind of marketing. The way that we figure out if we've really nailed our market research. Like, yes, it's important to do all that stuff beforehand. And no, like, none of this disqualifies that. But the way that we nail our market research and actually make sure that we are successful is we put that offer out into the marketplace as soon as possible. We put the offer out into the marketplace and we ask them to respond. And if they respond favorably, like if they respond at a way that makes sense in terms of whatever response metrics we're measuring, then yeah, it was a good offer. It's good market research. But if we don't do that, or if they don't respond, then okay, that tells you something. So a response campaign, some kind of response campaign, is how you figure out what the market is interested in. Like I said, I'll tell you the story from Tim Ferriss, and this is a bit of an old story in advertising, but I heard it yet again, and I thought it's relevant here. 4-Hour Workweek was not initially going to be the name of his book. He had all sorts of very interesting and creative titles for the book, including one about how to get rich selling drugs without working, and ultimately what he decided to do, what he agreed upon with his publisher, was he came up with a short list of titles, and he turned those titles into Google AdWords ads, meaning he would put the text in the ad, and the click told him if people were interested in that particular title for whatever the content was going to be. And so he set up a response campaign, and the 4-Hour Workweek won. The 4-Hour Workweek was the runaway winner. And as we know, it's gone on to become a runaway winner in the publishing world. And Tim Ferriss has created this whole brand around 4-Hour that has become a widely and wildly successful brand for his published content. And Tim grew to international fame as an author on the back of a response campaign, an AdWords test of which title is going to be the one that people click on the most. And of course, it's even more valuable if they vote with their wallets, but for something like the naming of a book, having people click on it and having people who don't know you, who aren't being like paid or persuaded to give you their opinion, but people who are just responding to this with a complete and honest private response in the context of, oh, they see an ad, they click on it, then that's going to be what tells you what's going to work. And so there are lots of different ways to test messages in response campaigns. So for example, front end ads like Tim did, and you may not do AdWords ads today, you may do Facebook ads, or you may do ad network ads through like Taboola, or one of the ad networks that display all over the place, or you may do it through Google Display Network, or you may do it all these different places. Come up with front end ads that test different messages out in the marketplace and see which gets the most response. Even better, because remember, the most valuable vote that you can tally is the one where your customer votes for your wallet with their wallets. It's even better if you create some kind of acquisition offer. So an acquisition offer is an offer that's designed to acquire new customers, to get them to buy for the first time. And I actually did a training recently on this, on welcome mat funnels to get new customers. I don't like the tripwire term, so we're calling it welcome mat funnels to get new customers. And it's all about this whole idea of coming up with, you may have one offer that could be, it could be something much more expensive, but if there are much smaller, lower priced offers that your target market is going to be interested in, you can put out a whole bunch of different offers into the marketplace. You can create a whole bunch of different entry points, welcome mats, doors to get into your business that are going to bring people in the door. So thinking about, okay, what kind of low price offers can I use to test different messages? Can I use to test different interests that my market may have? And how can I bring people in that way? Or really, it's like anything that's top of funnel. Anything that is, when I'm reaching out to the wide world of people who could potentially be interested in this, like what different areas, how am I reaching them for the first time? How am I reaching them very early on? And how can I test different messages to see what people are going to respond to? And this type of market research is going to be what gets you like the most valuable feedback, because this feedback is the honest truth about what people are going to spend money on, what people are going to respond to, right? And so if you're testing early, recognize that maybe you're testing what's going to get their attention. And if you're testing a little bit deeper down with the acquisition offers, you're testing what people are going to spend money on. So will they buy this book on this topic versus this topic? Will they buy this low price training on this topic versus this topic? Will they, whatever those different things are, what's going to actually make people respond? And that's how you ultimately do the most profitable type of market research. And remember, what you're doing at this point is you're testing ideas. You're testing hopefully a lot of ideas. And there's a great book, and I'm just going to use the title as the idea here, that if we started this off talking about perfectionism being the enemy, the title of this book, Ready, Fire, Aim, is a reminder of what you need to do. Now, it's not always the best strategy, but the reality is when you're doing this type of bootstrap testing or guerrilla marketing type testing, or when you're doing this type of very proactive, active testing of different entry points into your world of different messages that you can put out in the marketplace, really Ready, Fire, Aim is highly valuable, because you're not necessarily trying to get the perfect final product. What you're trying to do is you're trying to quickly gather information about a whole bunch of different ideas that you have for how to get this market to respond to you. And when you learn from each of those, and when one or two of those stands out, then before you really roll it out big, you can start to do things that allow you to maybe put a little bit of polish on it, to make it a little bit closer to perfect. And also the other thing that you're doing at that point is you are actually using that market feedback from maybe that campaign plus a number of different campaigns to optimize what it is that you are, either what it is that you're delivering or what it is that you're saying, whatever it is. You are constantly using the lean startup methodology or using the language of the lean startup methodology. You're putting out minimum viable funnels and minimum viable products, and you're learning from your marketplace what they respond to and what they're interested in. And then you're adapting to make your offers and your funnels and all of that a better fit for them. And you're getting closer and closer to perfect, not through some, creativity in isolation on your own, but through actual market feedback from what they are interested in. And remember, money loves speed. So the faster you do this, the faster you're going to gain the intelligence, the data, and the faster you're going to get results, and the faster you're going to be able to find those things that work, and the faster you're going to be able to scale. So money loves speed. And remember that, it isn't just offers here. So you can test a lot of offers, right? So for example, those welcome mat funnels, different acquisition offers, you may put out 5 or 6 different offers, but you can also test lots of different hooks and stories. So even for one offer, you could have a few core stories that you might tell that would be a great introduction, a great point to meet the market where they're at with that. But then even from there, how do you get their attention in the first place? And every story could have a dozen different hooks that just get people's attention long enough that they're going to pay attention to your story, long enough that you can introduce the offer and get them all the way through to what it is that you have to sell. And then by testing a few different offers, a few stories for each offer, and a bunch of hooks for each story, suddenly you're testing a whole bunch of different things, and you're gaining all sorts of market data, not just about what people are saying in forums or what you think might be interesting, but what people are actually responding to you. And that's what's going to make your marketing most successful. So you want to know the number one market research strategy: put out different response campaigns and see what you get. And by the way, if you want to dive deeper into that Welcome Mat Funnels training, I'll include a link in the description with this. It's part of the BTMS Insiders members library, where you pay one low monthly fee and you get access to all my training, including that and a whole bunch more exclusive content, actually dozens of training titles, over 100 hours of training. It's like Netflix, but for marketing and copywriting training. So again, one low fee, instant streaming access to everything. I'm Roy Furr. This has been your daily episode of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. What do you think? What are your takeaways? What are you going to do as a result of this? Leave a comment or a review. Let me know on a scale 1 to 10 how valuable you found it and why, include those takeaways and action items with that as well. Tap that like button before you go so you get more content like this delivered to you, and so the magical algorithms of the internet will share it with more people like you who will find it valuable. You can certainly share it with folks directly, and subscribe before you go. Subscribe here. You can also go to breakthroughmarketingsecrets.com to get my daily emails Monday through Friday, including episode notifications and more exclusive content for email subscribers. I'm Roy Furr. This has been your daily episode of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Always aim for that 10 out of 10, and hope I've delivered it here. I look forward to catching you again in the next episode. I'll see you soon. Thank you once again for tuning in to this daily episode of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Remember, check out the links with this episode for even more value. Now make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and engage in every way you can to keep this show going and growing and delivering daily value to you. I'll catch you soon for your next big breakthrough.